Hey guys, welcome to our channel, and in this video I'm going to talk about the VLOOK function in Microsoft Excel. So this is the function that can help you in various situations, and it is actually a useful feature in Excel. You can say feature or function, whatever you want. So for example, you have a data from here, you have a data with some value here, and you want to add the specified some data, like you want this amount of data and you have to paste it like this. You have to input that data specifically in another side or another sheet. Actually you have to add it, then you can actually use the VLOOK function. So for example, if I want to add that value again in this column here, so I have to just do it by one, copy and paste, copy and paste here, copy and paste here. But it is actually a time consuming process and it is a matter of hassle. So I'm going to avoid this thing. So lookup function can help you to, in this situation, you can easily just copy all of these exact values for this data, and you can input exact value for this exact data that you have in just a second. But first you have to build the function, the VLOOK function first. So how you can just build up VLOOKUP function here. So first you just need to select the column here, that where you want to input the value or the text here. So I'm going to choose this one here, and you just need to double click on it and simply type equal and search for VLOOKUP. And here you can see the VLOOKUP function. You just need to double click on it and it will just enable that VLOOKUP function. Now you have to set up or build up this VLOOKUP function for your sheet here. Now for first one is lookup value. So what is lookup values? The lookup value actually that for which data you are looking for, which data you are looking for. That for example, this one, the buy coffee, here is the buy coffee. So I want to look for the value of this buy coffee data. So you have to choose the data in this source columns, the source data actually. So let's consider this actually a source data, and this is actually the new data that we are set up in or customizing here. So first to choose the lookup value, so I'm going to choose the lookup value cell where it is actually located. This data is actually located. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to type that text here. You just need to single right click on, sorry, left click actually, single left click on that cell. So that cell can be added as a lookup value. Now then you just need to click on a comma and then give a space, and you have to choose the table array. So what is table array? So which table, how many table and which table is included this value. So here you can see the first and the second, these two table is storing or including the data, actually the actual data, so that the function can look for the table for that value. So it can look the table wise for that value, or the actually with the data and the values, it can just look up by table wise, one by one table, and it can match with the data and the value. So I'm going to choose this. Here is two table is including the data, so I'm going to choose the two table here. You just need to simply tap on this main column here, that's A and the B. You have to left click on it and you have to drag toward the last table or the last column, so it can select all of this. So you can see it has just selected to A column, to the B column. That means it has also said that the A table and the B table. So it has just selected the range here. So this is table array or the range, you can say. So from here you have to simply click on F4 to lock this table array, the location. Then you have to simply click on comma and space and the col index number. That means the column index number, that how many columns did you get from this range. So here you can see it included two columns, one A and second one is B. So there is two columns included, so you have to enter only the number, that how many column is included in this table array. So like 2, if it has 3 column included, then you have to put that 3 number, or 4, so 4 number. If it's the 5 column included, then you have to enter the 5 number here. So it can look up for 5 columns one by one. Then you have to simply click on comma again, and from here you will find two options that for range lookup. So it could be true and false. If you select true, then it will search for approximate match with the data, and if you type on false, if you enter the false, then it will actually look for exact match. So like this. So I prefer that you have to enter, or you have to use the false function or false command to get an exact value for this exact data in this type of situations. But didn't mean that true is not useful. So in some cases true is also useful, but in some cases if you want exact match value for that data, then I recommend you to follow this or use this false command. Then you have to close this function with this close bracket, the first bracket, and you have to simply click on enter button, and you can see it has automatically detected the data from this main source data, from this data here. Now if you are thinking that you have to enter the value, the function one by one, so you are actually wrong. Now here is the magic, that you can do the rest of work just in a second. You just need to select the column that we have just created the value for. Here you can see we have just created the value here. Now you have to go to this corner, the bottom right corner of that cell here, with this square dot here. So you have to place your cursor on it, so it can turn into a black plus icon here. Now you have to left click on your mouse and hold your mouse click, and you have to drag it until the last. Then it will just automatically generate the number, automatically detect the number, and it will input all the number in this cell. So here you can see it is actually exact matched with that data that from this main source actually. So that's how you can just simply do it. Or otherwise, in some cases, let me show you. If I insert column here, and in some cases if there's any header like anything actually, keyword, like I just imported keywords, and I have just entered the clicks. And yes, if there's a header here, so you can make it header like so you have to just select all of them, the column here. Now you have to simply click on insert, now table here. Sorry, that's not here, not this actually. So I'm going to select it as the table, two of them, and the table here. Simply click on table, and it has selected it, and make sure that you have checked this my table has header, so it will create a header for you and it will customize like this. Now if you want to add a header and you want to add a header here in this header too, so you can actually add header for this one. So you can just choose this, you can just simply click on it, and I'm going to delete the range. So you can actually use the header, you can simply click on header here, and also this one, not this actually. So I'm going to select both header here. So here you can see table 2 headers, so all of them are here. So if I just not this actually, So you just need to simply click on this header and sorry, this two actually header. So you can choose header except of the column here, so you can just simply click on them and click on that, not this actually. You can just, yeah, just like this, G2, and sometimes it won't work, so I don't recommend you to do that. So I'm going to Control Z here, so it will make your value as the beginning here as perfect. So here you can see there is a dollar sign. I have just pressed that. I have already mentioned it at the earlier in this video. I have just pressed on F4 button here, so it is actually for locking your column here. So if I just move my column or move my something like some specific column in another section, so it won't actually change the value. So it will lock that data and the data that contains in the cells, so it will just remain same. So that's why I recommend you to make sure that every time you select any range of columns, so you just need to tap on the F4 button, so you can just log that cell here. So you can just get this formula from here if you select on this, and in every formula, every cell you will get the formula, so you can modify it from here also. So that's all about the VLOOKUP function in Excel. Hope you got this. If so, then give us a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and thanks for watching. Till next time.